So normally I start off my new videos with like the title of the video, but I actually don't know what I'm going to title this video just yet. So for that reason, we're just going to kind of go with it and I'll explain what the video is going to be about. So I feel like over the past few weeks, Bethesda has had a pretty fundamental problem kind of being showcased across a number of different platforms. And really that's their public relations, PR, marketing, whatever you want to call it. The two glaring examples here are obviously Creation Club as well as the announcement of this new game. This isn't going to be a video where I delve into the nitty gritty as to whether Creation Club's good or bad, but more look at it from Bethesda's perspective and what they knew going into it. So let's start with Creation Club's announce. It was announced at BE3, Bethesda's past E3 conference. I think it was this past June. Their E3 was overall pretty disappointing. A lot of people are kind of supporting the idea that maybe another game was meant to be announced there. I don't know if I'm going to make a video on that topic, but regardless, there really wasn't a ton of stuff, especially for Fallout and Skyrim fans, because although Wolfenstein, Prey, and all that kind of stuff's pretty interesting and cool, I personally have no interest in any of those other games. I was really looking for something for Fallout or Skyrim. More specifically the Elder Scrolls series as a whole, but I knew we weren't getting anything for the greater series, so I was like, maybe we'll get something for Skyrim. And actually we did. I was pretty psyched about this, and then it turned out to be Creation Club. Bringing back not paid mods, and actually let's touch on this real quick. Bethesda calls them not paid mods because they say they go through more internal testing than a normal mod would. Well, if you look at some of the highest quality mods available right now, a lot of them do work with the game perfectly fine. Take the Krebs AK. I'm sure it had some minor bugs on release, but a lot of these actually have internal betas that are shared with other mod authors to ensure a quality and kind of stable release. Again, Bethesda claims the internal testing and quality assurance is why Creation Club is not just a mod. It's a bit better than a mod. It's not going to ship broken. But it did. It replaced our load orders. It forces us to download all of the content in Creation Club. A number of people are having issues with other mods. And if we compare the Krebs AK to any of the new releases with Creation Club, the Creation Club has had a hell of a lot more problems. Outside of that, the free mods are just simply higher quality with more features. So yes, I'm going to continue to refer to them as paid mods until Bethesda maybe gets their shit together or really proves to me why they aren't paid mods. But moving on, there was a old paid mod Fiasco and now we have this new one. Following this announced, they were in the gutters. The video was massively disliked on Reddit and other platforms. There was a ton of hate going towards Bethesda for the reintroduction of paid mods or not paid mods. Either way, people didn't like this new idea. And I know a lot of fans were really disappointed that we didn't get a new announcement, whether that be a new remaster of Fallout 3 or New Vegas, or really just anything substantial and fun. Bethesda thought Creation Club would really be heralded by the community. I don't think so. But that wasn't the mistake. That was kind of the precursor. Maybe, you know, they could claim ignorance. They didn't know people would hate it so much. But then what the hell happened at release? At release, Bethesda shipped Creation Club with a ton of crappy content. And even further, they released it with a ton of mods that had free alternatives of better quality. But if we want to line up two feature lists of the free version versus the paid version, there is objectively more things on the paid version list, and it objectively is, to many people, better quality. This is the part of Creation Club that really boggles my mind the most. Maybe the pricing is wrong, maybe there wasn't enough mod authors inducted into the program, but why the release lineup that they picked? Certainly they could have looked at the modding scene and realized that Pip-Boy retextures, a Chinese stealth suit, and a Hellfire power armor are not things the community are really going to go for, considering the fact that they already have them and most people on PC and Xbox One have no desire to buy this new content. I feel like a lot of the other stuff in Creation Club, like the modern furniture pack, the backpack that was introduced by Fading Signal, and even the shotgun, although overpriced, weren't really the spearhead of the controversy. That's because it's a lot harder to criticize something when there's not as easy of a comparison. The Chinese stealth suit and the Hellfire power armor on the other hand had pretty blatant alternatives that were just better. Did no one at Bethesda go, hey, maybe we shouldn't release these on the first batch, maybe wait for the second or third? If it meant delaying the program a week to maybe get the second batch that we did get leaks from of all the Doom stuff to go in the first batch, I think a lot of people would have been a lot happier. I genuinely do not understand how someone at Bethesda got paid to simply put yourself in that position. You are at Bethesda. You are the person responsible for ensuring a smooth release of Creation Club, getting paid, let's say, $60,000 to $100,000 a year. You see the backlash coming from the E3 release. Could you have handpicked a worse selection of mods to ship with? I honestly don't think so, unless you release lower quality mods overall, but otherwise, basically everything in Creation Club has a free alternative. And some of the premier mods, that being the power armors and the Chinese cell suit, are worse in pretty much every way. But I know a lot of you guys are pretty sick of Creation Club news and content, so let's move on to the other thing that went on with Bethesda over the past few weeks. And that was the announcement, cancellation, and re-announcement of a game all in the matter of a few days. So if you don't know, basically Pete Hines did mention in an interview that Bethesda has a new unannounced game coming in 2017. If you live under a rock, that is this current year, so that's a big deal. It's already September. This game has to come out before December 31st. But even further, if they really want to position it well, they'll probably do it before Christmas and some of the other major holidays, because that's when a lot of game sales do go on and a lot of advertising for the game would probably occur then. So really we're looking at in the next month or two. A lot of major media publications, including myself, I'm not including myself in that group, but I made a video on it, a lot of news sources made a video on it, or an article on it, whatever. And it was pretty big news in the community. But then Pete Hines tweets this in response to Mr. Matty Plays, and then a lot of those people retract those former statements saying, okay, maybe he just slipped up, which is pretty crazy, but whatever. I feel like it's really the ignore part. If it didn't have ignore, it would almost be like, alright, maybe this is open to interpretation, but the ignore makes it seem like it's totally fake. And then we get this tweet which says it actually is true, and the previous one was clearly playful banter. I mean, I don't know at this point. It seems like this is not the way to handle the announce of a new game. Obviously, I'm not in PR. I don't work in the gaming industry, but a lot of people put out articles, retracted articles, then put out further articles because of the confusion. And evidently, based on the scale of this occurring, I'm not the only one that was confused by this or really misled. A lot of the speculation is it's actually going to be a relatively minor release, and a lot of people were overhyping it, hence the response. I just feel like there's a better way to respond to that. Or just don't. Let people be hyped and then announce a mobile game, and there'll be some disappointment, but people will still be excited. And then even further, the farther out reference I'm not going to go as in deep with is the lack of communication during the kind of Xbox One and PS4 mods fiasco. For months upon months, Bethesda told us nothing about when Xbox or PS4 mods were coming, and we would just spontaneously get updates some months, and then other months it'd just be quiet. I'm not trying to tell Bethesda how to do their jobs, but as someone who is a member of the community, it just really feels like there is a lot going wrong here and a lot of ways to easily fix it. Things are being handled excessively poorly, and there really, again, I just think is some major room for improvement here. I would love to hear your guys' opinions in the comments down below. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope to see you guys all next time. Later.